Hey guys, how you doing? I turned some t-shirts into tank tops, so I was going with the Iggy Pop style. So yeah, it's my birthday over here, and I stocked up on some summer reading. I got I'm good to go. I think I have enough reading to get me straight on through to October. Anyway, it's a good night, quiet night. I'll start off with some of these comic strip collected books. I finished off the Boondocks collection. I got this one fresh for 2001, You Suckers. Here's a character that didn't make the cartoon. His name's Michael Caesar. Still doing the Sunday strips in black and white in this one, which I feel like for the $10.95 price point, they could have maybe thrown in some color. I mean, just because the Sunday strips are in color, but they just do like a gray tone instead of the Zipatone like for Monday through Saturday. This one, however, is not illustrated by Aaron McRutter, but we do get the Sunday strips in color, which is nice. Living by a freeway. This one right here was the fifth and final book. This is All the Rage. This one's a little scarce. A lot of it is text. I don't see any... Oh, actually, the cool thing is they kind of group all the weekend strips together. Sunday funnies. So you'll just get a block of full color. Usually the Monday through Saturdays will be kind of an in-sequence story, and then the Sunday will be kind of its own little quick joke. Yeah, there's a little Mario, Super Mario. So that'll keep me busy for a while. This other one is a little different than a lot of your typical comic strip collection books. This one's actually taken from a college newspaper. So this is very regional. I believe it's from a newspaper in Columbus, Ohio. But it's Jeff Smith's prototype of Bone. This is called Thorn, and he made this strip for about 4 years while he attended college. These are all black and white, but it's pretty much how he trained himself to be able to create his own cartoon books. The complete proto Bone college strips, 1982 to 86. So, his early work right here. This was originally put together as a Kickstarter, you know, with all your typical stretch goals and everything, incentives. But this one is what went to retail. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, kind of had to get it to complete the full canon Jeff Smith Bone. So, a nice little schooling and cartooning, to say the least. So just because it kind of ties in with the Boondocks, this right here is a magazine I picked up because they interview the creator. This is the Comics Journal 255. It's from September 03. So we got Popeye, Crazy Cat, Dick Tracy, Little Orphan Annie, Albert Alligator from Pogo, Prince Valiant, That Yellow Kid, Lucy. We got Huey Freeman. Sounds pretty cool. Yeah, I just thought that's pretty cool. I'll go ahead and get that. I got a couple more magazines. This one right here, just a really nice Kelly Jones. This issue of back issue 151 focuses a lot on Neil Gaiman's The Sandman. Can never pass up some really nice Kelly Jones. Just terrific. It's the first time I'd ever seen him draw Death of the Endless. This one right here I had a hard time tracking down. About 3 months ago there was plenty of these on eBay, and then I think Frank Miller did a signing, and I'm guessing someone bought them all up to have signed and graded. But this is Amazing Heroes. This is kind of a black and white previews mag, really. This is from April 15th of 85. This predates Frank Miller on The Dark Knight Returns. So it's just really cool to see his Batman and his Elektra, his created character, on one cover. And yeah, it's definitely Frank inking too. I guess it could conceivably be Klaus Janson, but just Frank's brush work when he inks his own stuff has that look. There's just a bonus Amazing Heroes 74 that they sent from July of 85. Just get this together real quick. Okay. Some more loose issues. This right here is a couple of early, well, not really early Bruce Timm, but because he's been doing comics since the early 80s, he did those little mini comics that came with the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe figures. This one is from 03. This is ABC Comics, Alan Moore's line of books, America's Best Comics. And this is the mini worlds of Tesla Strong with that Bruce Timm cover. There's also a really nice Art Adams of this particular issue. This book is done by, the interiors are Humberto Ramos, but yeah, Art Adams did a very nice cover of this as well. Speaking of, while we're on the subject of Bruce Timm, there's an image book he did called Out There. Actually, I'm sorry. Out There is the Humberto Ramos book. I forget who illustrated Tesla Strong. But yes, This is written by Augustine and illustrated by Ramos. And that's a Bruce Timm cover. Very X-Files-ish cover. I've been wanting this book for a while. It's a cheap book, but it's kind of hard to track down. All right. Nice little reprint of The Brave and the Bold 28, First Justice League of America. That Suicide Squad movie made me kind of a fan of the Starro character. The Brave and the Bold cartoon, I think it climaxed with a big Starro story. I like that Cartoon Network Brave and the Bold cartoon that aired 15 years ago. Keeping up with my Savage Dragon. Here's 270. I think this brings me up to speed. I read this, and his wife Maxine, she goes this issue in the buff, so full on in the nip, and she is very unapologetic about it. His wife is a very liberated person. Show that in a sec. Here's a cool Life with Archie cover. I got it because it's a Walt Simonson cover, and I really liked it. Betty and Veronica, A Murder of Crows, Thinking Man statue, a nice park bench. I just thought that was great. It has all the Walter Simonson touches. I dug it. I actually just stumbled upon that because I was putting together an order with Lone Star Comics, and I just thought, well, it's as long as it's only an extra 30 cents per issue we add on, let's go ahead and just get a couple more things. They actually lost a shipment a couple weeks ago, and they're really cool. I said, hey guys, you know, I didn't get this, and they said, okay, would you like a full refund, or would you like for us to send you the books that we still have from your order? And I said, yeah, send the books, and if the grade was different from what I ordered, they just refund me. So I'm gonna get the books I ordered, and like $40 back. So hey, good for you, Lone Star Comics. I'm a fan of that, because things get lost, things get stolen. It's nice to have some protection. There's a Sensational She-Hulk #2. I saw, usually Kari Andrews covers they're like incentives, so for him to do a basic cover, I'll read a little She-Hulk. And okay, got a couple of sketch covers. Actually, I have to take these out because they have that overlay rolling paper thing that they do now. So I guess you just tear this off and smoke it afterwards, but you'd never know what this is, so I'll just show you. It's an Infinity Crisis. So I thought, man, this is giving me a great opportunity to draw Superman, and it's a good quality cover. I like it when it's just the white paper inside, no ads. And yeah, I'm looking to do a Superman cover. I mean, such a 90s kid, it might even be Doomsday. Even though Doomsday has nothing to do with Infinity Crisis. I've never drawn Doomsday before. Especially like him in the green suit. Looks like a radiation ranger. Another blank. I actually wanted to read an issue of this. The blank is on in issue 1. And this looks like a pretty good IDW series, Thundercats. Of course, this is an example of one of the blank covers I'm less partial to. You wouldn't be able to use a light table on that, really. It's too much interference. But from what I was seeing, this is kind of a nice looking book. I haven't looked at the interior of the Gargoyles book, but I mean, as a rule, typically Dynamite comics have thrilling covers, but once you open them up, as BB would say, the thrill is gone. But I thought this looked good on inside, so I thought, let's check it out. I know Under the Cowl of MS has been talking about some Thundercats, and that made it a little easier. Okay, let's look at these. So, I've been hitting up Big Elbow Lee, and I've been asking him, hey man, how's that Zot run? Because I really appreciate. I have a lot of affection for Scott McDaniel's, his trilogy, Understanding Comics, Reinventing Comics, and Making Comics. So I'd actually never read his comic, and I had to fix that. So I thought, what's the best way to do it? Well, to get issues 1 through 30 something, we'd be talking about 150, and I don't really want 30 something books to bag and board. So I looked into trades. I was able to get all the trades for about 30. So I got issue 1, excuse me, volume 1, and this first volume, beautifully colored. It's kind of that American manga, but I've heard this takes a little while to kick off, but I wanted to read the first volume. There's the second volume. You can see this came from Lone Star. Real cheap. So that's actually volume 3. But here's volume 2. So between volumes 1, 2, and 3, we get all the way up to issue 10. Something like that. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and guess, because actually I'm missing something, because there's a bridge that links. This is all color Zot. I guess issue maybe 14 on through, what is it, 30? I'll tell you right now. They'll usually summarize the issues enclosed. However many issues Zot runs, there's a bridge issue. It's like issue 14 and a half. So I guess maybe this collects 1 through 14, these 3 trades. And to close it out is this book. But this is called the Complete Black and White Collection. So I guess at one point Zot went from being in full beautiful color to black and white, but supposedly I'm led to believe this is where it really excels. It's very imaginative, next level. To read Understanding Comics, you quickly ascertain that McCloud knows the craft. So I believe I'm in store for a great read. That he puts this knowledge to use on that final black and white run of Zot. So yeah, Lee told me he'd run the first couple of issues, but he said he heard that it really excelled expectations later on. It really picks up. So we will see. We will see. And if it doesn't, then, you know, I shouldn't believe everything I hear. But I got it from some good sources that it takes off pretty strong. A lot of this stuff is just reads, so sometimes you take a little bit of a risk with reads. How many times have you been recommended a movie in the first 5 minutes? You're like, oh, this isn't for me. I'm not really feeling it. This is something I just always wanted to read, and this is Rob Schrab's Scud the Disposable Assassin. This is a trade that Image put out. This ran 30-something issues. So a lot of these legendary indie runs go about 30 bucks. But this is a silly black and white, it's crazy madcap mayhem. I read a little bit of Scud, but this was always one of those things that would get spotlighted in Wizard magazine, and they would just tell you straight up, like, what a fool you are for not reading this publication. If you watch, like, the kayfabe guys, I'm sure they talked about Wizard magazine maybe trying to put Scud over. So I think the majority of the rest of this, I'll just sneak this in. This is kind of with my sketch covers, but this is where I am on Higgy Pop's sketch cover. I had to transfer that image. I had to redraw it on this Incredible Hulk, and as you can see, I only just started inking it, and man, I'm glad I started with the legs and not the face. I forgot how fast you had to ink, because just good Bristol board paper is super absorbent. So if you linger, it'll puddle up. So you gotta, like, go as fast as you can. Like that outer thigh, the line just kept getting thicker and thicker. But I'm getting comfortable. I'm getting back into the swing of it. You just kind of move swift. And I gave Conan his sword. He probably needs his shield and his axe, but filled in a little bit more of the Hulk. I don't know. I filled in his left arm, so I might have to fill in his left buttock a little bit. It's not, he's like, his back's turning, but his trunk is like in profile, so I might have to work on that. But that's for my man Higgy. At least I can say if I'm not further along, it's because I've been reading and haven't been, you know, blasting through time, like just watching TV. I'd feel a little bit more guilty if that were the case. So yeah, I guess the rest of this is pretty much James Kochaka stuff. I've really gotten back into him and his works. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. Lone Star just happened to have almost all of his catalog. Here's a funny little postcard I found. So I really got into this guy a little bit in early 2000s with his book Understanding Comics. And then I met him at Kochaka at Comic-Con, and I was like, kind of bummed from meeting him. And I thought, man, did I make a bad impression? Was I too enthusiastic? And then long enough time has passed, so I was realizing he was probably tired. I should have bought a bunch of stuff because I was really a fan, but he seems so humdrum, so unlike his comics, which are so bristling with life and energy. I just kind of thought, man, I guess the dude just wasn't feeling meeting me, because I was really excited to meet him. Maybe, I don't know, but a long enough time has passed where even if that was the case, I don't care. I like the work, you know. I've separated the artist from the art, and I really like the art. Like a lot of people say they do that with Polanski. Yeah. So I just kind of went on what I think is a pretty good collection of his work, and you know, if he wasn't feeling big rig, you know, he just thought this kid's too much. I was 23 at the time. C'est la vie, you know. I tried. I wore my heart on my sleeve. Sometimes these artist types, like, have you ever met a musician? You can't gush because they just become more and more detached. Like they just kind of zone out. Some artists don't like to hear it, you know. So rather than being heartbroken my whole life, I like the work. I want the work. That's why sometimes don't meet your hero, right? They always say don't meet your hero. I met one of my comic heroes and it deflated me, but no more. I want the art. And maybe he's grown up, maybe I've grown up, but I like the comics. And maybe he was really hot at the time, and he's really cooled off now. He's just a regular guy, because, you know, got this book for $4. So it's volume 1 of The American Elf. I think I might have showed that one, but I completed the little collection. Here is book 2, and he basically just does a diary of his life. Every day he would do a comic strip, like a journal of his existence. And I think this one might be in color. I think it looks really good. Oh, this is another black and white one, but I don't know. He does it all in paintbrush, and it looks really good. I like it. So that's number 2. Oh, number 3 is in color. I'm really looking forward to this one. I just think the work looks great. It's just the way it is. Like I love the films of Quentin Tarantino, but I know it could be hit or miss. If I were to ever run into him, some walk of life, just play it cool. Instead of talking about how much you like their stuff, talk about something that maybe they like. The lessons of life. We'll get him next time. We'll get him next time. Don't you worry. Okay. So, let's continue with these elf stories, because there's some of them right here. I guess I don't have all my stuff. Anyway, this is Magic Boy and Girlfriend. This is some of his earlier stuff. Some of it was a little surprising, a little jarring how mature readers it was, but it's kind of before his work started to click, before he maybe tried to make it a little bit more mainstream. This one right here looks funny. Paradise Sucks. They're all these like oblong not to size books. You know, half of them Lone Star sent in magazine bags, half of them they didn't. Here's Magic Boy and Robot Elf. Let's see what we got here. And again, these don't cost anything, but I wanted them in decent shape, so I went with Lone Star. I did buy, here's Kochaka. I've been buying enough stuff from used bookstores that I kind of started to realize they were sending me like some swap meet, yard sale, bottom of the barrel kind of copies, and I'm like, some of these are disgusting. Someone was eating nachos and beans while they read this book, and I don't want any part of it. This one's cute. Fantastic Butterflies. Pinky and Stinky. I think these are like a couple little, maybe they're space pigs, maybe they're just regular pigs with really good imaginations. Looks like it's all printed in blue. Yeah, I read probably my favorite thing of his is Peanut Butter and Jeremy, which just gets me every time. And this is Monkey versus Robot. Collects a couple of different stories. This one I read today, and it was so cute. Elf, Cat, and Love. It's just really funny. All in black and white, paintbrush, but just stole my heart. Just a couple more things. Oh, this is part of that Lone Star haul. PG8 Zombie showed this adaptation to the '89 Batman movie. I didn't know about this, honestly. By Denny O'Neil, illustrated by Jerry Ordway and Steve Oliff of Ollie Optics. So thank you, PGH. Thank you, my friend. I didn't know about this book, which is kind of funny because I almost feel like the point being made was that everyone's seen this. I was like, I hadn't seen it. That's all right, though. I got to admit it. Oh, shoot. As if that weren't enough already. Here is more American Elf stuff. Here's book 2. Yeah, I just went nuts. Because the thing is, I wanted some summer reading, but if you look at these, you can read these in like an hour, and that's if you linger. I mean, I think he does kids books. I think he kind of realized that if he was gonna live comfortably, just instead of like making weird alternate press comics for guys my age, just go for the Diary of the Wimpy Kid crowd. Target will distribute them, and it's probably a safer bet. Just doing kids books. Here's the Sketchbook Diaries #1. These are still kind of weird. I like these. Here's the Sketchbook Diaries 2. And I think there's a 3 and 4. And probably showed that just now. American Elf 2. But it's more of the same. If I'm not showing something, it's not omitted for any reason other than I have it somewhere and I'm reading it, or it would have been even more redundant. And here's that Craig Thompson story. I got 2 different versions of Goodbye Chunky Rice. Okay, here's something funny. So Dan the Magic Man Mendoza, he got back the rights to Zombie Tramp, which we all knew he would. We all plotted it. But after having done so, he puts out all the old material with his own studio label to it, and it was supposed to be recolored. So I ordered the trades, because these were always only ever in black and white, gray, with like some red splashed in. So I got it. This is the new volume. This is the original, like, first 3 stories, Janie's origin. So I got this, and I was thinking, man, this is going to be beautiful, and it's still the same way, black, white, red with gray tones. So that was a little bit of a bust, because I have all this material in this form, and I just thought he was going full color on it. So I actually ordered these directly from him, from Still Ill Princess, on Father's Day. I thought there might have been a sale or something, and to worse than that, I accidentally ordered 2 copies of Volume 1, which is not the end of the world. I just, like I said, I have this content in that format, or in that level of completion, I guess. You can't say it's not done. It's just, I feel like this was put out on a budget initially, and now that he had the funds, this is all me, you know. This is something I got wrong. I thought this was going to be in color, but it's still cool, because, you know, you get all the Mendoza interiors. It's all collected, but yeah, it's just not what I thought it was going to be, and that was my own mistake. I misunderstood. I used my best judgment. I thought I needed this, and it turns out I didn't need it. I have it. But while I was there, I was already spending some money, and he has, like, damaged books he sells, like stuff that is physically stressed, like banged corners, usually spine kinks, banged corners. So I got some of that. These are $5 latest issue of Sad Girl, Psycho Baby. And I thought, man, these would be like great stocking stuffers, like to send people. It turns out that it's the error, the damage, is a printing error. So there's a miscut, and it goes through the whole book. So a lot of word balloons are affected, and quickly this order was kind of going wrong for me. But again, I think that was mentioned. I think they state that the error is, it's fine too, because you see the logo's cut off. I can't gift these now. If the whole story's not there, I can't give these away. Like, so on this other one, I got 3 of this one also $5 a piece. You can't beat that. But the good thing about this one is it's like a Sports Illustrated. It's mostly bikini pictures, so I don't think a miscut. Let me see if I could find a picture that's okay. I really do like that one. What can I do about it? I'll just use the. So I really do like that one. Oh yeah, unfortunately the story isn't heard either, so I technically don't know what the damage on these is. Maybe they're a little warbly. Maybe the ink dried funny, and they're like little. They look like they're a little warbled. So yeah, I could probably send, like, you know, if I were to be sending something to Pope G, I might be okay with that. So anyway, that's it. Nothing to do but to read a bunch of stuff. I got an Outback Steakhouse dinner. Family member sent me a gift card, so I'm gonna get on that. And yeah, I just got a bunch of reading to do. Fortunately, everything came in time for my birthday, so I could share it all in one video. But I hope you enjoyed that. And thanks for watching. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy some summer reading yourself, because it's a great time of the year to, when it's too hot to do anything outside, to just crack open some books. All right. Thank you.